Even as a fan of music, music is there for you kind of through like every part of your life, which is beautiful. I don't know, I think it was more that there was nothing else that called me. Yeah, it was kind of the only thing that called me, and it felt like, it still feels like it's kind of like the only thing that I have. Hello, Supermush. Welcome to my studio. This is Elohim. Let me show you around. This is the entryway where we greet our guests. We ask if they want any water. There's no water over there right now, so let's just keep moving. Hi, I'm Elohim. I am a singer, songwriter, musician, artist, and human being. I grew up in Los Angeles. I had a really interesting childhood. My parents always said our religion is love, and I was surrounded by a lot of love. I was surrounded by music my entire life, honestly. A lot of jazz, blues, rock, alternatives. My upbringing influenced my music style a lot because my dad was a guitar player. He is a guitar player. He's an incredible musician, and then one of his friends introduced me to my piano teacher and started working with her. She had just moved here from Macedonia when I was like 5 years old, and I studied classical piano hardcore my whole life. So I think that influenced me in a huge way, and it also influenced my discipline when it comes to creating, practicing, and no matter what show, if I'm playing in front of one person or 10,000 people, give it your all. I would basically dissect these classical songs and pieces because, my studies were very serious. And so I would go to these competitions and recitals, and all the kids were very, very serious. And I was in my head, I want to take this little part of a Rachmaninoff piece and chop it up and make it into my own thing and sing over it. So I feel like there was definitely a moment where I was like, oh wait, I can take this weird chord that's in a classical piece and I can actually just make a song out of it. So I think that was probably a huge moment for me. Okay, so this is Studio C. When I first started my project, this actually didn't exist. They were building it when I was creating Elohim for the first time, and I would come in here and I would just stay here all night, but this wasn't built yet. So I actually was the first artist to make a song in this room and release it, and it was my song called Xanax, which was my second release ever. Come on in. This is my safe space. This is where I love to be. It's my second home, and so much music has been created in this room and released. So it's really special to be able to come in here and show you. One of my proudest moments, I would say, was definitely playing Coachella, Mr. Hard Tent, one-woman show. That was highlight of my career for sure. And then also all the shows, and really the number one thing that I've that's been so fulfilling out of this entire weird, bizarre experience has been meeting other people that struggle the way that I struggle, and meeting people who are so completely human with me, and we talk about everything, and that I think that reading messages, meeting people face to face, meeting people's parents, being because of you my child's still here, that has been the most fulfilling and not what I expected at all. You put out music and obviously you want it to be the best, and everybody's kind of looking at numbers and shows and selling out. It's numbers based. I feel like I'm here for a bigger purpose than that, because that stuff doesn't go with you when you go. And the things I think that will stay is touching human beings and having really personal conversations and connecting. This is another little room that I like to hide away in and just produce and make weird music. Sometimes come up with set ideas in here. This is my little safer space. I'll just close the door, lock it, and no one even knows that I'm here. So it's amazing. Let's keep going. This was a beautiful piece of art that was made for me. So it lives here. And then this is another piece of art that was made for me. This is a bunch of my Elohim friends who are amazing. So I always do this I have it tattooed on my arm. So for my birthday one year, it says, I know I could save you, I know you could save me too, and it's just everybody doing the I love you sign. So sweet. I'm always writing lyrics on my phone or just like little ideas, so I love writing with no music often. Some of my best ideas I'll just be like driving or laying in bed or in the shower or at the car wash. It's actually amazing because I'll just like have a little idea in the morning. I've been working with my brother a lot lately. I'll have a little idea, I'll send him the voice note, and then we'll go in and we'll just produce it and create it and write it, and it just pours out of me. And it's always amazing at the end of the day. After a few hours, we have the whole song and we're like, how crazy that it was just this little idea that I had while I was driving through the car wash, and now it's a song. Just like anything, I feel like I'm forever evolving and changing and go through phases. Like I'll wake up one day and I'm like, I want to make a really sad song, or I'm feeling really good and I want to make a really happy song, or I want to make a really like hard feeling song. I just sort of like let the music and my emotion guide me and try not to think about it too much and just create whatever I'm genuinely feeling in that moment. You know, like my album that I just put out, Power of Panic, it's like a really dark, dance, heavy album, and it's like that's what I was feeling in that moment, and I don't know that there's like any rhyme or reason as to why I created it, but it was just like that's what I was just feeling so hardcore in that moment. And then like end of last year I put out a song that was just like piano vocal, because that's like what I was going through. I think music is so beautiful because it is infinite and you can express so much of what I'm feeling. Okay, so you saw Studio C, now this is Studio B. Come on in. This is Adam, our amazing engineer, friend, human. He's the best. He's gone on tour with me. We have traveled all over. He's the best. And this is the B room. It's kind of like awesome because it's a lot bigger and we can have sessions in here with multiple people. We can set up keyboards and stuff, and it's awesome, yeah. I love it. And then this is the booth, actually, the vocal booth. I love tracking vocals in here. People have probably seen a lot of photos of me like in here, but I love it. It feels very cozy, and I love that I can see Adam through the window. So yeah, that's Studio B. This is where all of our hard drives go. Come on. Shh, we have to be quiet. People might be in session. Okay. Is it safe to film in here for a sec?
For what?
I'm just doing like a tour of my studio.
Oh,
my studio.
All right. Yeah, we just can't play this song, so it's all
Just
good.
for 2 seconds, we'll log it. Okay, this is the A room. This is where I track all my vocals. This is it. This is where all of the Elohim music gets finished, right here. Yeah, I would say my biggest challenge thus far has been battling my own mental health and anxiety and trying to be an artist and having to kind of like fight those demons all the time. My anxiety is so severe that like there are times when I just like cannot get myself to, you know, leave bed or my house without full on panicking and like dry heaving and stuff. And it feels ridiculous even saying it out loud because I can sit here and be like pretty put together and I feel really good today. So I'm like, I don't have anxiety today, I feel good. This year, I've dedicated to being home, being in the studio, not touring. I work out almost every day. That helps so much. Taking care of yourself, eating, you know, like when I'm in a bad place, it's really hard for me to eat. Our bodies need us to take care of it. You know, we were sort of given this gift of life and this human body, and we're so lucky to be here. And so I think it's really important to treat it with love and respect and also take care of it. I feel like the world has gotten a lot closer to like organic and natural things, and so many more people want homeopathic ways of healing and feeling better. So I'm like, I was raised that way. My thoughts on functional mushrooms is I think it's amazing, brilliant, wonderful. If I could be like 100% all natural, I'm like all about it. I was raised very organic, no, not even taking like Advil or Tylenol unless we were like extremely sick. So all about the homeopathic natural way, and I think that mushroom is a bridge to that. I love the movement behind Supermush. I love that it feels like a really cool company and branding and also community. Supermush could be very, very beneficial to touring artists, people in the studio making music, anything that benefits your health and gives you some sort of like nutrients that maybe you're missing is really cool. This one's really good. It's like kind of sour in a good way and not too sweet. My advice to the younger generation would be spend less time on social media, focus on your health, focus on your mental health, and focus on your craft. I think that's really important too. You know, whether that's whatever you do, if, you know, even if you're a parent or you're training to be in the Olympics or you're a teacher, whatever you do, just, you know, put everything into your craft and nourish that passion. Okay, so this is everything. This is where I create. This is my safe space, and I have a session to get to right now. I have to finish 2 songs by Friday, but I love you. Thanks for visiting. Come back soon.